Good morning. Sorry for the delay, faulty difficulties. Anyway, we're on. But I'm here to talk to you guys about my story. And obviously, as you see, my life evolved around drugs, crime, and I thought this was happiness. Okay, and this was the path I went down, and it led to me going to jail, trying to take my own life. And it's where it's always going to lead. I know it's fun and games now, and that's where I thought it was fun because I fell into a wrong crowd because I wanted to be accepted when I was younger. Okay, but that's where my whole story starts. So my whole goal here today is to come tell my story and hopefully inspire one of you to make that change. But honestly, most of you that are going down this path are going to keep going down this path. Okay, if someone told me what to do when I was younger, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. Straight up. Okay, you're going to go down this path, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. Okay, because you want to be accepted, you want to fit in. So my other goal by coming in, telling my story, is to give one of you a little bit of hope that later, when things go to shit, if it 99% of the time it will go to shit, give you that bit of hope that you can change. Okay, because that's what I changed. When I went to jail, I changed, I got out, I'm sober. Now I'm 7 years sober, and obviously I don't look fucking drug fucked anymore. I'm looking all right, you know, so things are going great and things can get better. Okay, life can get better, but when you get to that bottom point, hopefully just remember this and be like, fuck, all right, that guy can do it, I can do it. Because I'm no different to anyone. I started off exactly where you guys started off. I was bullied as a kid. Okay, I was a fat kid in school. I wasn't accepted. Okay, and I hated myself. I didn't feel like I could fit in. I didn't feel like I was enough. I had no friends. I ate lunch by myself at school. Like I was picked on. Okay, and I hated it. But I wanted to be accepted because everyone here, you want to be accepted. You want to have friends. You don't want to sit there by yourself. You hate it. It's shit. But if we're not accepted for who we are and we don't love ourselves and we're not happy, we'll change who we are. Okay, we'll start trying things, doing things. You don't just wake up one day and be like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go smoke meth today. You know, it's just, that doesn't happen. You know, full stop. It's you're around crowds, you're around people, you want to fit in, crime, doing drugs. That's where I fell into my life. I started using when I was 11 years old. Okay, that's when I fell in the crew. Like I was just in high school, just found a group of friends, met older boys, I want to hang out with them, I want to impress them. My role models were junkies, jailbirds, crackheads. That's what I was like, fuck, I want to be like him. You walk past someone like that on the street now, you're like, fuck, that bloke's not doing too good. But the crew I was in, it was the older lads, it was the boys that just getting out of jail. I was like, fuck yeah, that's who I want to be. And I'll do anything to fit in. I wanted to be accepted. Okay, and when you're using drugs, you're fighting, crime, all this shit, it's easy. You start doing shit, it's harder to stay on track and do good. Okay, especially if you're struggling in school, you have trouble learning, you feel like fuck this, and then you're like, no, I'm resorting to the easy way and I want to be accepted. So I started crime. My first criminal charge, I was 11 years old. Okay, my first criminal charge, 11 years old. I started using speed and ice when I was 11 years old. Okay, I was just in high school, started using, and this took over my whole life. Okay, this is what I live for. You know, I didn't worry about, because when you're amongst it, you don't care right now. Right now, I understand where you are. I know exactly where you are. You don't care about your future. You don't care about tomorrow. Okay, my dream way of dying was to be off my head. I'm like, if I'm off my head, I've lived my best life. That's how I thrived. And that's what the mentality I have. And most of you, a fair chunk of you here are in that right now. You don't care about tomorrow, okay? Honestly, you care about doing crime, using drugs, having fun, making an earn, and I get that. But you don't care about your family. You don't care about your future, okay? And in the future, like right now, you're young, you got no responsibilities, you got nothing to worry about realistically, okay? But when you get older, this is when the fun turns to shit. Okay, because you got bills, you got responsibilities, you got life, you'll have families, you'll have things, and I guarantee the people who stand by you, okay, are not the ones you're doing earns with, not the ones you're doing this, because they're not the ones going to stand by you, brotherhood, this and that, yeah, I get that, okay, but when things go to shit, 9 times out of 10, people are very selfish. They'll go still do their own shit, they'll still make their own earns, they still focus on getting off their head, and that's what happened to me, okay, and that's just, and when you get older, okay, all responsibilities, when you're sitting there using, by the time I was in my peak addiction, I was sitting in a room by myself, smoking meth, alone. I pushed away everyone, crying, suicidal, I hated myself. Okay, and that's like, when I was a street kid, I was living on the streets when I was 14, 15, ran away from home. I come from a good family, okay, but I resented my family, I resented authority. I resented teachers. I was like, fuck the system, fuck teachers, fuck everyone who's telling me what to do, fuck police, fuck the system. Okay, I hated it. I hated authority because when I was young and I was in school and I was bullied and stuff, teachers made me do things where I felt uncomfortable. Okay, so when I had to go to sport carnivals, I was always last. Okay, so I'm like, these teachers are making me do this. I'm like, fuck these guys. Swimming carnivals. I didn't want to take my shirt off. I hated myself. I was bullied and I had to go to swimming lessons. And I wouldn't go and I'll get punished. And I was like, fuck, you don't know what I'm going through. So at a young age, authority can get fucked. I hated authority. And that come up when I started using and crime and street shit. Coppers. Fuck the cops. Okay? I was like, fuck authority. You can't tell me what to do. I'm a fucking 12-year-old, but I'm a real man. I'm a gangster. Okay? Fucking grow up. You know what I mean? Like, but in there, I didn't care because I was young. I didn't give a fuck. Okay? But the most dangerous part of your life is when you don't care. Okay? But that's when I didn't care about my education. Didn't care about my family. I ran away from home. Okay? I was living on the streets, crack dens, everything. I was stealing to get by. I used to do bag racks from Myers, David Jones, Nautica Polos. I'll go in there, 2 footy bags, fill both of them up, pop all the beepers, run out, bags go over the beepers, run. Okay, 5-6 grams worth of clothes, easy, pop cabinets, glasses, everything like that. I did it all, okay? But I wanted that earning. I'd go sell 5-6 grams worth of clothes for a little point of gear. For like 1 gram or half a gram of meth. And I'll be like, yep, man, I'm fucking sweet. Okay, but that was my whole life. Okay, and it consumed me. That's all everyone. I didn't see my family for years. I was living on the streets for years, in and out of trouble. The only time I see my parents, my family, was when they'll pick me up from the watch house. Or they'll pick me up after I've been in trouble and I'm living on the streets. As soon as they pick me up, well, one instance when I got picked up from the watch house, my cousin overdosed and died on heroin. Okay, so I lost my cousin. Okay, and I was like, what the fuck? So I went to the funeral. As soon as the funeral was done, I'm like, fuck this. I'm legged it from the funeral. I didn't even get in the car with my family. I went straight to the train station and I went and got on. Because my life was drugs. And to deal with that, I didn't want to deal with that. I wanted to get off my head. That was my solution. Everything was drugs. Because drugs is how I made friends. Drugs is how I fit in. Drugs is how I became social. I had fun. Because when you start, you're young, you're off your head doing earns and that, it is fun. Okay? And it is. Like, you're having fun. It's high. I used to paint trains, everything. Okay, you name it, panels, everything. I used to live for it. Okay, like this was my life, but this is where I fell into this false sense of security that drugs is my happiness. Drugs is life, and everything's going to be okay. But you're living in the now. When you get older, okay, and you start, people that having families, they're going out to like fucking yacht parties, whatever, but you're there iced out or just on the drugs and you got no life. You push away everyone you love. Full stop. Your family are going to be there constantly. And I guarantee most people here are getting told, please don't do this. Okay, you're doing the wrong thing. And believe it or not, they're fucking right. Okay, I thought they were wrong. I was like, no, I know what I'm doing. I'm fucking 15 years old. I've had so much experience in life. You're wrong. Okay, but I'm telling you right now, they were right. Because over time, I kept kept doing that, didn't care about my family, in and out of trouble with the police my whole life. Okay, then it led me to the point where I ended up, I was obviously got in a very bad place, and I had a few of my brothers that I stole for, fight for. Okay, I was always the first one in. I was the one to defend someone's name. I was always one to stand up and do what I had to do. I didn't think about it, I just did it. Okay, but I was the first one in. I was the first one to protect everyone. I was providing for everyone. I would fight for my mates, everything. And that's the loyalty, that's the honor that you would expect in a brotherhood, yeah? Okay, but then these brothers stabbed me in the back. Okay, and I was not in a good way. And this was after when I was about 18. So after like 11 till I was about 18, using ice, I was using it every day, living on the streets, stealing to get by. Like you name it, I've done it. Okay, I used to sit in a room with people smoking there, shooting up. I used to help people shoot up. Everything is dirty and it's full on, but that was my life. I loved it. Okay, and that's what I thought happiness was. Okay, when you're off your head, you're having big, deep and meaningful chats like, no, I love you, mother. I love you too, motherfucker. I'll do anything, blah, blah, blah. And that went into shit. And then after that happened, I got stabbed in the back. Okay, I went up on a roof and I tried taking my own life when I was 18. Okay, I tried jumping, tried to kill myself when I was 18. Okay, sorry, got emotional, but I tried taking my own life when I was 18. That was shortly after one of these fucking photos, but everything went to shit for me. Okay, I tried taking my own life when I was 18. I came to, broken foot, okay, dragged myself back to my parents' house because at that point I went home to my family after not seeing them for years because I knew that was the only place I could go. You know, everyone stabbed me in the back. The people I'd fought for, fucking did everything for, fucking stabbed me in the back. I was like, fuck this. So something made me go home, okay? And I was sitting out in front of my mum and dad's and I'm like, what the fuck am I meant to say? I haven't seen them for years and I've just come off the streets. I've just tried killing myself. What am I going to do? Like, and I'm like, fuck this. And then I went over to school, climbed up on this roof and then tried taking my life. I jumped from 3 stories up, okay? And that was when I was 18. Okay, because right now you don't have the depression, you don't have life going to shit yet. Some of you might, but give it time and things are going to implode. Your life is just going to start to fall apart. People you think your mates are going to not be your mates, and this is the reality of it, and it sucks. Okay, but there's going to be a point where everything falls apart. I guarantee it. There is no happy ending. Okay, this is not a rub and tug. Okay, there is no happy end. Down this path. Okay, it just gets darker and darker, I'm telling you. You're going to go to jail, okay? If not, you're going to try doing the same thing, but that is the path that you're going down because you don't care right now, but in time you will, okay? And I got to the point after years and years, obviously, using, thinking it's fun. After I tried taking my life, I got sober for like 3 months. 3 months, but I didn't work on myself. I got sober and I thought sober was shit because I was just sitting in my room alone, just sitting there. I wasn't doing anything, exercising, wasn't working on myself, didn't try to get out of that hole. I just sat with it. I'm like, fuck this. But then I started to get involved in drinking and cocaine when I was about 19, 20. Okay, going out nightclubbing. And I'm like, oh, respectable people go nightclubbing. Oh, there's lawyers here. The people here, people got a nice button up. Everyone's doing well in life. So I thought drinking was okay. So I started drinking on weekends. Okay, started going out nightclubbing. I had fun. And it was fun. But then I started, obviously, my old self, I always leaned back to drugs. I started taking pills when I was going out, having fun. And that's when I started to have fun again. I felt the same thing happen when I was having fun when I was younger, happened when I got sober and got back on it again. And I fell in this false sense of security again that everyone else, and I justified it because the people I was out with were okay. They're all fucking good, got jobs, all this sort of shit, they're okay. I was working as a renderer's labourer. I was working part-time, so I had a job too, and that's another reason I justified it. And then I started going out every weekend. Then it was Friday, Saturday night, I'll go out. Then all my mates and stuff like that I was around, they were selling pills, selling piggies. I'm like, fuck yeah. And I was always being the middleman. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get this for him, for him, I'll charge him for this. Yep, sweet, I'll get one for myself. Fuck yeah, that's living. Okay, like made and earn. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm going to be the one to get pills. So then I started selling pills in nightclubs and then started selling cocaine in nightclubs and started using it. I gave away my day job because go out on a weekend, sell all this shit in a nightclub. I'm making 5 or 6 grand in a night when I'm making $1,000 a week render and working my ass off. I'm like, fuck this, I don't need to work. Okay, so then I fell in this same trap of justifying it because I'm making money. I can afford my rent, I'm sweet, I'm just using, I'm fucking sweet. But then over time, I started using Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday. And then next minute, I'm using every day of the week again. I'm just in my room by myself using the whole social aspect of me going out nightclub and having friends, all this sort of being the man. Because everyone knew I was one of the best drugs. Everyone knew I was the guy to go to. Okay, I was very well known. So everyone came to me for these things. Okay, and then that's where I felt like, oh, everyone's getting attention. I'm getting, just like when I was young, I wanted attention from the older boys. I'm getting it again when I'm going out to nightclubs and I'm the man again. I got all the money, I got the drugs, I got everything and so on. But when I'm not out, I stopped going out because I just started using my room by myself. I just started to isolate in my room by myself, using every day. Okay, selling drugs out of my house. I wouldn't even go nightclubbing anymore because I was so anxious, getting paranoid, wigging out on people, thinking someone's, and that was the same aspect happened with, that was when I was iced when I was younger. Then I got in the cocaine world, okay, and then cocaine took over because cocaine is a wealthy man drug. Everyone does cocaine. Cocaine is fine, and that's how I justified things to myself, okay, but it got me in the exact same fucking position, okay? It's no different, okay? The two are no different, trust me. And then at that point, I got back on the ice, okay, because my septum, I literally can't breathe through my septum. I snorted that much cocaine, I've deviated my face, okay? So I'm like, oh, I can't get high that way anymore. I'm going to start smoking ice again. And my whole thing of justifying cocaine and everything because that's okay because it's not ice. Next minute, I'm back on it again. Okay, next minute, I got the penthouse. I had a penthouse, I had all the money, I had everything, and I was sitting on my balcony ready to jump again. Exact same position. Okay, 2 days later, doors kicked in, raided, boom, charges on charges. Okay, and then obviously I got done with a fuckload of gear. Everything happened. The next minute, I'm on the jail bus because I'm in there because every time I was younger, when you get done, slap on the wrist, done, slap on the wrist. Yep, you're invincible. Okay, and that's how it is. You probably have a charge on charge. I used to be proud of my charge sheet. Okay, realistically, it is dumb that you got caught. You're not a good criminal. Okay, but I was like, oh, look at my charges. Okay, I got done again. Okay, fuck yeah, I've got to go to court tomorrow. I was proud of it. Okay, but by the end of it, I was like sitting on the jail bus going to jail. Okay, and at this point, before I got bad, real bad, my mum sat me and my brother and my dad down and told us she had cancer and it was terminal. Okay, so my mum told us she had cancer and it's gonna be a battle. But how I dealt with it, just like how I dealt with my cousin, just like how I dealt with everything was, I'm going to use. As soon as mum told me, I went downstairs, went into her bathroom at my family home and started racking up lines in the toilet because I wanted to escape that. I'm like, nah, fuck this. Next minute, I didn't come home for the next 2-3 years. I was like, nah, I'm out. I didn't want to face that reality, so I numbed myself. Okay, I wasn't there for my mum's cancer treatments. I wasn't there for anything. I was hiding in a room off my head alone. Okay, because I pushed away all my close friends. I pushed away half of my mates I wigged out on thinking they were fucking dogging me in. Okay, mates of mine, close friends of mine, I pushed them away. You know, that I'm sitting in this room by myself and I'm just, all these feelings come. And when I was on the way to jail, that's when reality fucking hits you. Okay, I'm like, holy shit, this is real. And when I got to jail, the one thing I spoke about and thought about was I'm not going to be there to see my mum. I'm not going to be there for my mum's funeral. I'm not going to be there to support my family. You know, because a man supports someone, and when you get older, to me, what's gangster is someone that supports their family. To someone who's there for their family, who will fight and die for their family. Okay, provide for their family, be the best for their family, not destroy their family. Because when you're going through your shit, we get numb. We numb ourselves. We're off our head. We're living our life. We're having fun. It's the ones around us that gets destroyed. The people we love that keep kind of, you okay? I need you like to keep. I know they're annoying as fuck, but it's because they care about you. Because when everyone was picking up the pieces, when I was in jail, no one visited me. I didn't have any visits. I had one good mate come and visit me. That's it. And my mum came up every fucking 3 weeks. Okay, and this is while she's dying from cancer. But she still made the effort. No one even knew I was fucking gone. Okay, so where's the brotherhood in that? Okay, half of my charges, and when I got raided, I had a couple of ockers of gear that weren't even mine. I put my hand up. I'm like, yeah, I'll do a solid. That's loyalty. I took the rap for half my drugs that weren't even mine. And that person, did they come see me? No. I was too red hot. They didn't want to speak to me because, cops knew about me. Fucking cheers, bro. What about for all the drugs I just took for you? You know what I mean? Where's the loyalty there? So when I was sitting in jail, reality hits you real hard because that was the only time I gave myself long enough off the drugs to have a clear mind. Okay, and that's when I let my mind finally clear. And I sat there and I'm like, I'm not going to be there for my mum. I had mates overdose and die while I was in jail. I couldn't be at funerals. Okay, I couldn't be at Christmases. I have missed so many Christmases, birthdays. It's not funny. I called in for Christmas. Mum and Dad, when you imagine coming to Christmas, whatever, and your son's not even there. They don't even know where he is. He's living on the street somewhere. Okay, and that's what I did. My mum, sleepless nights on sleepless nights, might be part of the reason why she got cancer. Who knows? I could have contributed that with stress and everything and not having your son at home. Okay, and all she wanted me to do was be happy. And I said to myself when I was in jail, okay, that I promised her in jail. Okay, because my mind started to clear and I started to realize, okay, the people that love and care about me, they're here for me. No one else is. And this is where this life got me. It caused me nothing but pain. The fun and games stops. I'm telling you, it stops. It's fun now. As I said, when you're older and you got bills to pay, you got rent to pay, you can't afford your rent, you can't afford your bills. Okay, seeing all these people that you go, oh, you're a fucking stiff, you're a nerd, fucking whatever. Okay, they're going to be your bosses. Okay, they're going to be people that are going, they've got the nice cars, going on the nice dinners. I know materialistic things aren't everything, but it's nice to get by pretty good. Okay, it's nice not to fucking struggle. Okay, and I'm like, fuck, I just said to myself, now I'm done struggling. And in jail, I started training, I started exercising, started getting my head right. Okay, in my cell when I was in there, I'd start writing down, journaling, reminding myself all the pain I caused my family and starting to be like, I'd never want this again. Okay, I do not want to see my mother cry in front of me again. I do not want to cause pain ever again to the people I love. And I promised my mum when I was in jail, I said, no matter what, even if you pass, okay, I'll make you proud every day. I'll never drink again. I'll never use drugs again. I'll never fight again. I'll never do anything in that past life that destroyed you, made you upset. I'll never do it again. And to that day, I'm 7 years sober. Okay, the day I promised her that is the day I changed my life. Okay, I'm like 2,635 days sober now. Not a drink, nothing. Okay, and that's where I feel good. Because you allow one in, for people like me, most of you, yeah, when have you had one line? When have you had one cone? When have you had one drink? Fucking come on. Okay, you know it's all in, and that's how we do it. Okay, if you're like me, that's how I do it. I go all in. I know I can't have one. Okay, so since that day when I got out of jail, I kept in my routine because in jail is where I found my routine and structure. And this is something that you're going to thrive with later. Okay, having a time, simple things like waking up on time, doing little things every morning, journaling, all this fucking meditating. I know you're like, fuck, that's gay, but seriously, once you start to learn how to really fucking work on yourself properly, you're going to find happiness. Okay, because at the end of the day, you're doing what you're doing now, but later on, you're not going to be waking up happy. You're going to wake up struggling. Okay, and it's fucking shit. Okay, if I was to ask you, do you want to struggle through life or do you want to have a good life? It's a pretty simple answer. You know, but the path we go down now, you're going to end up struggling. Okay, and I know it seems so fucking, I'm living now, I'm young, whatever. Okay, but I'm telling you, when you get older, things get harder. But I want to let you know, when I got out of jail with nothing. Okay, I had nothing when I got out of jail, but I knew that I wanted to be better. I started working in a burger shop, okay, flipping fucking washing dishes. Okay, I was a dish pig when I got out. No one's going to give you a chance when you get out of jail. I had no education. I got expelled from 3 schools at the start of year 9. Okay, I don't even think I could spell cat. Okay, I didn't want to bar a school. I hated school. I wasn't accepted in any other school, so I had no schooling. I have no education. So you guys all here now, you're doing better than me. Okay, oh, you're way ahead than me. I wasn't here. I was on the streets. Okay, but then when I got out of jail, I started working a job I didn't want to work. Okay, I was labouring during the day, but I saved up, did what I had to do. I'm like, fuck it, I want a better life so I can work for it. And it's going to take time to get a better life when you're older. And when you get out of this and you want change, it's going to be hard. Okay, but it's a bit of hard work now, or you struggle the rest of your life, or you put in the hard work now and you can have a good life. Okay, I worked a job I didn't want to work. I did what I did, and I did my PT course, because in jail I fell in love with training, exercising with the boys. We had fun, hitting pads, like chin-ups, dips, burpees, everything. It was fucking sick. And this is where I sort of made friends in a positive way in jail. All my brothers in jail, we used to train every day. You train like a maniac. It was amazing. And I started to feel real happiness in jail when I was exercising, when I had a clear mind. When I started doing this journaling shit every day in jail, I woke up happier and happier. And I've never felt happiness before, because I started using when I was 11, and I continued using when I was 11. Okay, there wasn't a couple of days off when I was sober since that age. Whether it was weed, it's ice, everything, I was constantly on something. Okay, but then when my mind started to clear and now I felt real happiness, I know happiness is real, and happiness can come. Okay, it's just you're not doing the right things. I know you think your life's where it is now. You can do different things to start making changes. If what you're doing is not working now, try the things you haven't tried before. Okay, if someone told me before you need to meditate every day, I'd be like, you're fucking cooked. Okay, I'm like, I'm not meditating. I've got shit to do. You know, but little things like this, journaling, getting your head right, and it's exercising, feeling good. Okay, when you look at yourself and you feel good about yourself, your image is everything too. When you exercise, you feel good about yourself. Okay, when you start looking better, feeling better, you get more confident. Okay, because I was that insecure kid, and I still was always. I always hated myself. Always thought I was never enough. Okay, but then when I started exercising in jail, I started to look better. I started to feel better. Everyone's like, you're looking good, bro. I'm like, fuck yeah. Getting validation in the right way. Okay, instead, oh, fuck yeah, bro, that was a mad earn. Oh, that was a big pipe you smoked. Oh, fuck yeah, bro, that's mad. You know, instead of the negative things, I started to get like validation for positive things, looking good. When I got out of jail, my skin was clear as fuck. I was healthy as fuck, and I wanted it to stay that way. So I stayed in my routine when I got out of jail, worked the job I didn't want to work, put in the work, okay? And then I went in and did my PT course, personal trainer. I became the most successful personal trainer in the world. Okay, I don't know if anyone knows PT numbers, but I was doing 100 sessions a week, back to back, every fucking week. Those numbers aren't heard of, because you got to realize when people like us put our minds to something, you're the best. You're selling yourself short. Okay, when you're using drugs, when did you not get drugs? When did you not do it? You always make it happen. When you're doing earns, you make it happen. When you put that mindset into bettering yourself, you can be the most powerful people in the world, the most successful people in the world. I became the most successful trainer in the world after like 4 or 5 weeks, a good life. Now I'm in the online space, okay, and I start helping people with mental health. I help people get sober. I help people do all that sort of stuff, because I show people where I've come from, okay, because that's the thing. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay, we're all humans. No one's less. We're all equals. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If someone wants to make changes, you can do the right things to make changes. Okay, and that's what I help people do now. I show people, help people get sober. Because believe it or not, everyone that uses long-term, they all go to shit. They lose their family. Some people lose their kids. They lose their mental health. Try taking their own lives. They end up fucking on medication. Their lives are shit because they continue doing these things. But I'm teaching other people there's another fucking life. And that's why I'm here to tell you this. There is another life. Okay, but as I said, most of you are going to keep doing what you're doing, but that's okay. I had to learn from my mistakes. But you got to know you will get to the point and you can change. You can make changes later. And that's what I'm saying. Even later in life, okay, you don't know me from a bar of soap, but if you're struggling and you feel like you need to talk to someone that you can relate to, because look, I've been there, done that, send me a message. I know you don't even know me from bar of soap, but chatting to someone who's sort of been through it, okay, it does help. Okay, and I don't know you from a bar of soap, you don't know me from a bar of soap. Okay, but if you want to message me and say, hey bro, I'm fucking struggling, man, what should I do? Okay, can we have a chat? I'll call you. Okay, that's what I do, is I help people change. I help people, give them a bit of hope, because all you need is a bit of hope. Okay, you're not hopeless. There's all where I was. Okay, look where I am now. Okay, now I'm in the online space. I've become very successful in what I do. Okay, but I've come from nothing. I got out of jail with nothing, but then I started to put my work in, started to believe myself, and I started to put my addict lifestyle, my addictive mindset into the right things, and I'll outwork anyone. Okay, and you're going to meet good people along the way too. The people like you're gonna like you be like, oh, well, these are my friend group now, and I can't like if I don't have these guys, I'm gonna have no. Later in life, when you get in the right circles, you start exercising, you start doing the right things. You're gonna meet people that are on the same path that are doing good. Okay, that are in a good place. You'll meet better people. You meet fucking people. You'll gel with other people. Okay, I've met amazing people along my journey. I've made great friendships, everything like that. And I ended up making my mum proud before she passed. Okay, my mum passed about 7 months ago. Okay, she died from cancer. She died in front of my eyes, but I was there to hold her hand and say goodbye. Okay, I was there to make her proud, and I know she's not here. That sucks, and I did a lot of things that hurt her in the past, but the biggest thing I do now is I make her proud every day, and I live by that. Okay, and because I changed my life, I believe the universe and the world gave me more time with her to show her I'm the son she deserves. Okay, and when I was saying goodbye to my mum, I said goodbye to her when she was taking her last breaths. Okay, I was content. I know that sounds weird, but I know I did everything I could to make her proud. And there's nothing more I could have done. And okay, and a lot of people here, we all lose someone. You're going to lose someone you love at some point. And when you get to the point, you don't want to have that regret of being like, fuck, I wish I was better for you. I wish I made better memories with you. Okay, because that's one thing I'm super happy I did was change for them and make those positive memories with her. Okay, because that gives me closure when she does pass. But even if she was going to die in jail and I didn't make her proud, I would still live my life now to make her proud. I made that switch. Okay, and you can do that at some point. It's a great feeling. I support my whole family. I bought my dad his dream house who cared for my mum. I bought him a house, his favourite house right on the water. Okay, I own multiple properties. Okay, I'm very successful. Okay, I believe I'm very, very successful from where I've come from. Okay, I pay all my family's bills. This is gangster to me. I pay all my family's bills, phone bills. I was there to support my family while they were going through the cancer battle. Dad couldn't work. Dad had to be full-time carer. I paid for everything, the rent, everything. When mum passed, I bought dad his dream house. Okay, and that's a flex. That's gangster to me. Okay, I respect that. Okay, but I put in the work to get in that position. It's the best thing in the world. But just because I'm telling you, anyone can do it. I've come from nothing. Look. Okay, and there's such a better life out there. Okay, but as I said, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. Most you will, and that's okay. But just know later in life when things are shit, there's hope. You can have a better life. Okay, because things can get better if you put the work in. And as I said, if you're all struggling and there's something you don't know what to do and you shut off, I dare you to message me. Fuck it. Why not? What do you got to lose? Having a simple chat, have a phone call, have a chat and just talk. Okay, there's nothing wrong with talking about your struggles instead of just pretending like everything's okay, because most people put a mask on. Okay, they'll pretend like everything's okay. They're struggling behind the curtains. Okay, but then everyone's like, oh, you have one. You're like, yeah, fuck yeah, why not? I'm okay. Okay, then you're there fucking home wanting to neck up. No one sees that. You're just trying to be fit in, and you got your mask on. Okay, it is okay to speak out. It's okay to say you're struggling, because that's how people can help. I know you feel like even these teachers now, everyone's here to help. They're here for a purpose. I know back in school I was like, oh, fuck you, miss. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Okay, but realistically, these people are here for a reason. They want to help you. And there is groups out there. There is people out there that are willing to help you. There's support groups out there. There's great places that are youth programs, everything like that, where kids go there, they start boxing, they start training, they start getting involved in a good community and positive things. And that's out there. Okay, you just got to look for it. Okay, it's out there everywhere. But as I said, I met amazing people along my journey. Okay, I made my family proud. I made great new friendships. Okay, I've got a good mate of mine here, Dan. Okay, Dan's here. I helped Dan get sober. Dan's now nearly 2 years sober. He's got a beautiful little girl on the way. Okay, Dan used to be bad on ice. He was involved in bikies, everything like that. Okay, and he's changed his whole life around. Okay, and he's going to come up here and say a few words, but he's one of the world's best boxing coaches. He was boxing since he was young as. He's a fucking weapon. Okay, but he helps me with my boxing. We become very close. He's one of my best mates. Okay, but he's sober, living his best life now too, and just got to say, no matter where you are later in life, doesn't matter how you look, doesn't matter whether, everyone struggles at some point. Okay, but Dan's going to say a few words, and then I hope you can just see where I'm coming from here. But just know that later in life, change is possible. Struggle is not forever. It's the choices you make around these things. That's why we're struggling. Okay, and later in life you realize that. No, but just know there is a better life. There is always another alternative. Okay, I'm telling you. But thanks for having me up here and everything like that too.